Hi Trader, Tina here once again from ShortMeTina.com with my daily recap. Today is Monday, so as usual, happy Monday. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for tuning in. Thumbs up. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you like what you're about to see. I don't know, is it me, but is like the mood a bit somber? Yesterday, as I'm sure majority of you already know, we lost a really good basketball legend, Kobe Bryant. I can't say I was like a huge fan of his. Definitely admired and respected his skill on the court, and also too, he was actually a very smart investor. Like I would see him on CNBC, pretty articulate fellow. Anyway, so yesterday, tragedy happened. Himself, his 13-year-old daughter, a couple of others died in that really horrible plane crash. And for some reason, like, I just can't shake it. Like, I know that people die, right? Like, that is a given, right? People die. I lost a close friend literally December 31st. I buried another friend mid last year, and I would say within the last 2 to 3 years, I've actually lost about a handful of people. So I'm quite aware that people die, but for some reason, and I didn't personally know Kobe. I wasn't someone that went to Lakers game or watched Lakers game, although I was a huge basketball fan growing up. When I was a teenager, I was definitely the one to watch, like, the Carmelones, Michael Jordan, Drexler, Mutombo, like those type of guys. But anyway, wasn't like a huge Kobe fan. Obviously, knew of him, but for some reason, like that tragedy, just like I just cannot seem to shake it. I'll be honest with you, and I don't know. It's just all over the news, and it's crazy. So definitely prayers to his family, prayers to the ones that aren't necessarily being mentioned as much, the other victims in the plane crash. I can only imagine what they're going through. I mean, I have a teenage daughter of my own. I only have one. I always said that's all I can handle because, teenage girls, I was one at one point, and they're just on another level. But I don't know. So the markets were, I don't want to make this really sort of depressing kind of video recap. So let's just jump into a recap of the overall markets. The markets was down today, but I had a feeling heading into Monday, based on what happened on Friday, we might have had a pullback. And also, to the last few videos that I've done, I want to say within the last week or so, the last 2 weeks, I've been saying the market is kind of toppy. We're due for a bit of a pullback. So this is definitely not unexpected. So maybe that's why I didn't really, the pullback that happened today didn't bother me. Anyway, so let's start it off with ticker CBLI, a stock that definitely wasn't down on the day, up about 200%. It's also moving in after hours. I see a quote of about $4.70, which is an additional 15% or so in after hours. Today's high was $4.90. So you can say in after hours we're trading somewhere around here, close to the high of today, which actually bodes well heading into tomorrow. Obviously, you're going to want to see continuation, and you would actually have to pull out. I would say you would have to go back to 2017 to see where the next resistance level is. I would say it's somewhere around here. So if it continues what's going on in after hours into pre-market and market open, meaning it can continue 470, 480 past today's high of 490, then definitely very little overhead. I see $5.50, perhaps even $6 in the card. So a bit of upside left if it can continue the momentum heading into tomorrow. What else? All right, next on deck, we have ticker NNVC. I believe I did a couple of analysis on this in the past. Anyway, not sure, side note, I'm not sure why CBLI, the ticker that I just recapped, is up over 200% on the day. Does it have something to do with the coronavirus? I'm not sure. I definitely know NNVC. That's why this stock is moving. Again, up about 86% on the day. Slightly down in after hours, about 2%. See a quote of 1545. So we're somewhere around here. not too far from where we closed. Anyway, as I've indicated previous times in the videos that I've done with ticker NNVC, you want to pay attention to how the stock actually opens up. And just to illustrate that, we can go back to exactly what happened on Friday. Where did the stock close on Friday? It closed at around $8.45. Where did it open today? It opened at $14. That in itself should have told you that momentum was on this side and the stock more than likely was going to appreciate for the day, which it did, going as high as $17.77 before pulling back. So heading into tomorrow, now this has kind of been the theme for the last few videos that I've done with these stocks that are running 100 to 200% in the day, and for folks that are wondering whether or not there's going to be a continuation into the next year or if there's going to be a pullback, I would say one of the key things you want to pay attention to, and I'm going to say it again for those that are new to my channel, you want to pay attention to this, how the stock opens up. So if you're looking to jump into ticker NNVC, you want to pay attention to, well, is the stock going to open up above 1580? If it does, that's actually a good sign. You probably will get a little bit more upside. If it doesn't, it might be an indicator that, you know, this particular stock is losing steam. All right, what else? All right, and then you have the S&P 500 SPY daily chart off about, I was about to say stock. The ETF actually off about 1.6% on the day, which is actually a pretty strong move considering we've been up for the last 3 months. I want to say from October, we really haven't had too many down days, but we've had 2 in a row. We had it on Friday based on the candle, based on the volume, based on how we closed, right? You can even apply it with this. Look, where did we close? We closed at 328. Where did we open up? We opened up at 323. So that should have said, well, you know what? It's going to be a down day, which it was. I feel like today was actually contained though, so I'm not quite sure we're going to have a continuation of selling heading into tomorrow, because I feel like, again, things could have been a lot worse today. We didn't go too low from today's open. Again, opened at around 323. The low was 322, so we didn't really sell off too much. Closed at 323.51. So even if we have an update tomorrow, I didn't do the calculations, but from the most recent all-time high of around 332.53 to this price of 323, we're off about what's that, about 10 points, maybe 2 or so percentage points. So for me, that's not really sort of monumental or instrumental. I do feel the market needs to pull back a little bit more. And I know it's kind of scary. Again, for me, it wasn't today, but I know it might be scary for someone. You look into your portfolio and your winners are off a few percentage points. But if you want this this rally to continue and for it to continue in a healthy manner, for me, the market definitely needs to pull back a little bit more. So it may not happen tomorrow, but I definitely feel within the upcoming weeks, expect that 3, 4, 5, if not more percentage pullback. All right, but I still see the SPY hitting around 400 in 2020. I have not changed my projection on that. I just think we need to have a little bit of a breather before our next leg up. What else? And we had other stocks that are pulling back. A lot of our Chinese-based companies like JD and some others that I may or may not talk about. No, I think JD might be the only one I talk about, and then I'll talk about Disney in a bit. Anyway, so JD off about 5% on the day. You can see it's a little bit below. Actually, no, not below. It's right on support, right on that breakout level, sitting here at 37.65. 5% is, or north of 5% is a lot to lose in one day. Is there room for panic or reason for panic? Not in my opinion. Again, it's still above its breakout base. Even if it pulls back more, it was still let me not stutter. So back in January, late January, it went as high as around $41, $42. So from October lows of around 19, it's still up about 100% in like 3 months. So that's a huge move. So this 5% shouldn't really scare anyone. In fact, if you're on the sidelines and you were looking to jump in my opinion, it's not a bad place to actually take a position. What else? All right, Disney, another one of my darlings. So we broke out, went as high as 145. I thought support here of around 143 would have held. It did not hold. We actually broke support, closed at 135.90. So this was definitely affected. Had a lot to do with the fact that Disney, not in my opinion, it's not my opinion, it's what they reported. My mind is all over the place. Anyway, so Disney, I believe they closed their theme park in Shanghai just based on what's going on with this coronavirus coming out of China, obviously trying to contain the virus. And I think it's actually a very smart move on Disney's end, although it'll probably affect the bottom line in the shorter term. In the shorter term, I think they're actually doing the right thing in the longer term. And so this move, very much so in my opinion, is a very short-term reaction. But if you're looking for the longer term, think maybe your investment portfolio or your longer term portfolio, looking 3, 4, 5 years out. Perhaps you have teenagers or young kids like myself, and you have an investment account set up for them, and you want them to own stocks like Disney, which I think it's a really good investment. I think here, sitting at 135.90, taking a starter position is not a bad idea. I still believe once this passes by, which it will, when everyone gets things under control, which they will, and things are restored to quote-unquote normalcy, I feel Disney, you're looking at a $200 stock here. You're going to look back when Disney is trading at 200, 210, 250, and you would have wished that you got in at 135.90. Am I going to do any more? No, you know what? My phone is going off. I don't know who that is. I do now. Anyway, so we're going to cap it there with Disney. So Disney down about 3%. It's had a bit of a pullback the last 2-3 days. No need to panic. In fact, I'd initiate a position here for a longer term hold. You're gonna regret it if you don't or you do not. All right. So we're gonna cap it there. Tina here once again from ShortMeTina.com. If you enjoyed any portion of that video, do 3 things for me. 1, comment in the comment section. Let me know what your thoughts are on my analysis. Don't forget to hit that like button. 2, ensure that you are subscribed at our YouTube channel, ShortMeTina, if you do not want to miss these videos. I do them every single day when the market is open. And lastly, the 3rd thing, and we've actually had really overwhelming response to our 14-day free trading course. And I'm actually glad that I implemented it late last year. So anyway, for those that are new and for those that have not signed up yet for it, it's completely free of charge. You don't have to pull out your credit card. All I ask, again, is for an email address so I can know where to send the links to the free trading course. So if that is something that you're interested in, and obviously if you're someone that's, making money in the stock market and you know what you're doing, you possibly can, I don't know, but you may not benefit from the free trading course as much as someone who's completely lost when it comes to the market, cannot seem to catch a break. Every stock that they enter loses money. Like, this kind of just puts the market, it puts it in a framework for them. So, or for you, if I'm talking to you. So if that's something that you're interested, our free 14-day trading course where no credit card is required to sign up, then definitely head on over to our website, ShortMeTina.com. Sign up, become a member. Thank you for listening, and as always, thank you for the support. I will talk to you tomorrow.